Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about mediated relationships or mediations in SIM. So let's start with the basic definition over here. Now, what does it mean by mediation? Now, mediation happens when you have one variable that is in between the two other variables. Like I have this independent variable over here, and then I have a dependent variable, and then there is this mediator that is in between the independent and dependent variable. So in other words, we can say that, the independent variable influences the mediator, and then the mediator influences the dependent variable. So the process through which the independent variable affects the dependent variable. For example, if I say that, or when I feel that ads are entertaining, I feel that the ads are valuable. And if someone would value the ads more, they would avoid the ads lesser. So in this case, if we have ad value as the mediator, ad entertainment would be the independent variable and ad avoidance would be the dependent variable. Now let's have a look at how the coefficients are assessed, or what do we call them. So in this model, you can see that I have labeled the paths. So the A, B, C are basically the coefficients of these paths. So the coefficient of this path, C, from independent to dependent variable, this is called direct effect. Then the coefficient from independent to mediator is called A, and mediator to dependent is B. Now, the indirect effect is a product of both the path coefficients, product of A and B. And if we want to talk about the total effect, like total effect of the independent variable on the dependent variable, it would be C plus A into B. And that would give us the total effect of independent variable on the dependent variable. Now, let's move on to our SmartPLS4 to see how these effects are calculated and how do we interpret them. All right, I have this model over here. You can see the review quality, RQ, is my independent variable. Attitude towards EVOM, that is AEW, it's my mediator. And purchase intention is my dependent variable. What I'll simply do is now I'll click on calculate. I'll click on bootstrapping, and I'll put the settings as 5,000 subsamples, complete bootstrapping, and one tail t-test, and level of significance 0.05. Start calculation. It's a very simple model, so it won't take very long. All right, here we are with the results. I'm going to the report. So you can have a look at it over here. Now the coefficient from RQ to AEW, this one over here, if you look at it, this is 0.365 and the p-values are less than 0.05, way less than that. So this path coefficient is significant. So we have a relationship from RQ to AEW. Now if you look at this one over here, AEW to PI, even this one is also significant. So these two paths are significant, but unfortunately our last path, or the direct path from RQ to PI, that is not significant. Only if we test it on 10% level of significance, we can say yes, it's significant. But recently it is suggested that we should not test the hypothesis on 10% level of significance. Now let's look at the specific indirect effect, like the path that is from independent variable to the dependent variable through the mediator. Now we have just one path, that is RQ to AEW to PI, and that is significant. Now if you note down this value 0.136, it would be roughly same as the product of these two numbers that we have here, at 0.374 multiplied by 0.365. If you multiply that, you would get almost the same value as we have over here as our mediated path coefficient. Now, what's the total effect? Like if we take into account like from review quality to the purchase intention with and without a mediator, that's what we can see over here. Total effects. If I click on the total effects, I can see that RQ to PI, and that is 0.221. Now, this is a sum of that indirect effect and the direct effect. And what was our direct effect? If you look at the path coefficient table over here, RQ to PI, it is 0.085. And we have the indirect effect in this table of specific indirect effect. It is 0.1356. If we add it up together, we get the total effect, and that is 0.221. If you add up 135 with 0.085, this is the sum that you're going to get. So this is how we look into the effect sizes when we are calculating the mediation. That's all for this video now. If you have any questions, you may ask in the comments. Subscribe this channel so that you don't miss any other videos. Thank you for now. Hope to see you in the other videos.